So right now, as you're watching this video, your neighbor could be in the process of legally stealing land which belongs to you. And the legal problem here is that by the time you find out, it may be too late to stop them. And we're not talking about some obscure loophole or rare intricacy in the law. Nope, this is a very common situation. It catches many people out each year, and the Supreme Court has just made it even easier to use. A law that essentially says that if your neighbor treats your land as theirs for long enough, it becomes theirs permanently and legally and irreversibly. I've seen this happen in real life, and how I usually see this start is a neighborly misunderstanding, and it quickly turns into one of the most bitter and expensive legal battles that a homeowner can ever face. And so in this very short video, I'm going to teach you in part one how neighbours can legally take your land through encroachment and adverse possession, the Supreme Court ruling from February 2025 that just changed the game, and why you can fall into this trap without even knowing about it. And then most importantly, in part two, I'm going to show you how to prevent this happening, how to protect your land permanently, including exactly how to identify your legal property boundaries, how to identify if someone is using your land illegally, and as always on this channel, the step-by-step legal process to challenge an encroaching neighbour and take back your land legally and permanently. And the best bit, as always, I'm going to do it in just under 10 minutes. You are not going to want to miss this one. Let's get straight into it. Now, a quick reminder before I continue, I'll never ever ask any of you to subscribe to my channel, only that you give me a chance to earn that from you with the content that I provide you. So if at the end of this video you feel like you've liked or learnt or taken anything of value from it, then I would love to have you on board. So let's have a look at what the law is and what's just changed. So essentially, here's how it works. Under the Land Registration Act 2002, if someone occupies your land openly without your permission and without being challenged by you for a continuous period of 10 years, then they can apply to the land registry to become the legal owner of that land. This is one of the first things you learn in law school, and still one of the more crazy doctrines in English law. 10 years. 10 years is all it takes. And we're not talking about acres here. The average boundary dispute in the UK is over just 2% of the average garden, a strip. But that strip can cost you tens of thousands of pounds in your land's value and years in court as well. Now, there are conditions for that person to take your land. Those are that the person claiming adverse possession has to show three things. I won't get too complex here, but one, they had factual possession of it. They physically used that land. They fenced it off. They maintained it, they built on it, whatever. Two, they had the intention to do so. They had the intention to possess it, i.e. they treated it as their own. And three, and this is one of the big ones, they reasonably believed that that land belonged to them. Now, it sounds on paper like that's like a high bar, but it's actually not. In practice, this happens often. And that third condition, that is exactly what the Supreme Court has just redefined. Now, stay with me here, because this is the part that catches most homeowners out. So the Supreme Court ruling is a game changer. In February 2025, the court handed down its ruling in a case called Brown versus Ridley. And honestly, this case reads like a nightmare, but essentially a landowner discovered that their neighbours had built a house on part of his land. Not a shed, not an extension, a whole house. They applied to the land registry, arguing adverse possession, as I said, claiming that they'd been using that land since 2004 for over 10 years and that they reasonably believed it was theirs. Now, the Supreme Court has said that that reasonable belief only needs to have existed at any 10-year window within the period of adverse possession. Any 10 years, not just the 10 years before applying. This is why it is so dangerous and so important now that people identify their land boundaries early and monitor their neighbours. Because now your neighbour could freely admit today, right now, that they know that that land is not theirs. But yet they could still successfully claim it from you as long as there was any stretch, 10-year stretch in the past where they genuinely thought that it was. That's right. That's it right there. That's the boundary dispute trap. And the Supreme Court just made it a lot wider. Congratulations, you've got the boring bit out of the way. Now we can look at part two, how to protect yourself, prevent this ever happening, and take your land back. Okay, so now the important part. What can you actually do about it? How do you identify it? How do you prevent it happening? How can you challenge your neighbours correctly? Let's look first at how to identify encroachment and how to challenge it. Now look, the first step, as always, to know if this is actually happening to you is to understand where your boundary lines are. Now that means checking your title plans or any historical deeds, and sometimes obtaining a professional survey if the position is still a bit unclear. Get a copy of your title plan from the land registry. It only costs, what, £3? £3 is all it is. It's cheap. You can do it online in 5 minutes. If you don't know exactly where your legal boundary is, go and get one. They cannot be defended. And as I said, you can also get a surveyor if there is any doubt. A chartered surveyor can determine for you the exact boundary lines, and they'll probably charge you a couple of £100. Step 2 then is to look for actual encroachment. Now, if something has been built across your boundary line, a path, for example, or a shed or a fence has been moved, then you need evidence showing that encroachment and when the issue started, if possible. This is where you will need documentation, everybody. Photographs, measurements, written records. Once you have these, then you can move to the third step, which is communication with your neighbour. This is necessary. Communication must be performed and in the correct manner. So instead of what is easy to some people, which is an angry conversation over the fence, it's usually far better to send a clear written notice, and I highly encourage this, explaining the issue calmly and concisely, showing the evidence, showing the boundary lines, and then asking them to remove the encroachment. When it comes to this, correct wording is essential. Now, you can do this yourself. You don't need a lawyer for this, but this is what my channel is designed to help with, to help people save time and money on legal fees. So I have drafted this for you. I've drafted a legally approved, fully editable legal template for this letter for you to send to your neighbour. It sets out clearly and concisely the issues, the laws, and the steps required by your neighbour, as well as the legal consequences if they fail to take action. And it will be the most effective tool you have at this stage to get your neighbour to take things seriously. If you are interested in that template, you can get it on my website for free. I don't charge for this. I just want to help people. Go to my website, go here to my legal template library, find the template, download it, fill it in and use it. But now then, look, if they are still not playing ball, then yes, we need to look at the steps for actually how to take your land back. So if a neighbour refuses to resolve the issue, there are still several routes available. Often the first step is negotiation or mediation. Look, many boundary disputes are resolved once both sides actually come together and look at the evidence for themselves, title plans, surveyors reports, and understand the legal position, right? For most people, they are just ignorant and stubborn until they can actually sit down with a mediator if possible and look at the lines. Remember though, we'll need all the evidence that I've advised you to gather, like surveyors' results, photos, records of communication to present your case. Evidence is always crucial. In my experience, courts generally favour resolving these disputes based on fairness and evidence. So having clear, organised proof of the encroachment will always strengthen your position. And yes, I'm telling you, a surveyor's report is really, really helpful and the strongest evidence you can get. Now, if sitting down formally still doesn't resolve this with your neighbour and you're serious about your claim, now it is time to get legal representation. They will apply to the courts on your behalf, and the courts can step in a number of different ways, really. You can file a claim for trespass and seek an order from the court to have that encroachment removed. You can ask for an injunction. Injunction is essentially something to stop your neighbour from encroaching on your land and potentially seek damages if their actions have actually caused you some kind of financial loss or distress. But look, here's the reality I always tell people. Boundary litigation is expensive. I know this from experience. Cases can easily run into tens of thousands of pounds in legal fees, which is why early action before a dispute escalates is the smartest move. Sometimes, of course, it is necessary, especially if you're getting a sniff of adverse possession, to get legal representation from an actual recommended property lawyer. So if you do need legal representation, anybody from actual recommended property lawyers, then again, I'm here to help. Use my lawyer referral form on my website right here. I'll review your facts and I will pair you with an actual specialist who is transparent and who is fair with their fees. Now, speaking of early action though, our final section is of course prevention, as I promised, extremely important. I'll sum it up in just the next 1 or 2 minutes. So prevention, how to protect your land in the first place from adverse possession and encroachment so this never happens to you. So any homeowners watching, pay close attention. Let me give you 5 things. Number 1, again, know your boundaries. As I said before, always get a copy and keep a copy of your title plan from Land Registry. Costs next to nothing. You can do it online in 5 minutes. Number 2, if there is any doubt, but I'd recommend it anyway, get a surveyor, get a surveyor's report. Title plans are general boundaries. They are not precise to the centimetre. If you and your neighbour disagree, a chartered surveyor can determine the exact boundary. And under Section 60 of the Land Registration Act 2002, which I mentioned before, you can apply to the Land Registry to have the precise boundary officially determined. Very important. Now, the third preventative measure is to challenge encroachment immediately. If your neighbour puts up a fence or whatever on your side, extends into your garden and starts maintaining that land, do not let it slide, challenge it immediately. Do not just be polite about it for 10 years. The clock starts the moment they take possession unchallenged. Now then, number 4, of course, is communication. As I mentioned, it's important to put things in writing. If you do give your neighbour permission, if you give them permission to use part of your land, or you've been giving them permission for some time, maybe they needed it for a while for something, maybe you're just being neighbourly, then get it in writing. Confirm it in writing now with your neighbour that even though they're using it, get this in writing that it remains your land. A simple agreement like this with your permission means it cannot count as adverse possession. And number 5, if it's already happened, you still need to act now. If you suspect that a neighbour has been occupying your land for a long period of time, you need legal advice immediately. You can object to any adverse possession application at the land registry, but typically you only have 65 business days to respond once you've been notified. So act quickly. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Look at what you've just learned in the last 10 minutes. Now you know what the actual law is on encroachment and adverse possession. Well done. Teach this to people. Let your friends know, let your neighbours know. You know what's changed in the law now. You know how to identify and how to challenge encroachment, how to take back your land, and of course, how to prevent adverse possession ever happening. Well done. Now look, I'd absolutely bloody love to hear from you in the comments about this stuff because these stories fascinate me. What's your experience with this? I know encroachment happens to a lot of people. Has it ever happened to you? How did you deal with it? Do you think the rule is fair? Let's get a discussion going down in the comments. And remember, if you've taken anything of value from this video, please feel free to drop it a like. And if you want to learn something actually useful on YouTube every week about the legal systems that you all live in, maybe hit subscribe. Remember, this is not qualified legal advice. It is legal education. I cannot give formal legal advice through YouTube. But that said, have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.